77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. You know, your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
Lara Trump is one of my all-time favorite people. She's on this show every week. And again, she's got My View, 9 p.m. Saturday nights. It's a great show on Fox News and her podcast as well. I've had the conversation with you, Lara, a couple of times now. Now, I know it sounds wacky. They said it was wacky when a TV show host of a reality show was running for president. They said it was wacky when a super action hero was running for governor in the state of California, or an actor was running for governor in the state of California, or a rapper was running for mayor in New York. That's why I keep saying to you, I got to run for mayor in 2029 because this guy is going to kill all of us.
Sid, would you please do it? Can we confirm that right here? Because as you heard, that kind of lead into that whole soundbite you played there, we all want New York City to return. This is the greatest city on earth. I mean, think about how many people have been made by New York. You could argue Donald Trump would not be in the White House right now had it not been for the city of New York. He changed the skyline, but it changed him, and it made him into the person he is today, the greatest president this country has ever seen. We have to have that city come back, and we need somebody who understands how to do it. We need a fighter, someone who's not going to lay down and roll over for all the woke lunatics out there. And God knows, Sid, we know you wouldn't do it if they tried. They could hold your feet to the fire. You wouldn't have it. So we need you.
Probably not going to do it. The president would endorse me in a heartbeat. Give me $10 million. But at any rate, it's fun to talk about it. But Rachel's book is out, All American. Actually, it's coming out, I should say. You can buy it now on Amazon, All American Patriotism, celebrating 250 years of America's greatness, and she's great. Every weekend I watch her religiously, every Saturday and Sunday morning, carrying Charlie and Griff on the Fox and Friends Weekend Edition. So it's great to have you. First time here, Rachel Campos-Duffy. Congratulations. Good morning.
Good morning, and such an honor to be on your show. Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's great.
Are you running for mayor?
You know, I don't know. My wife will kill me. She's already threatened to divorce me. And Danielle's serious with that type of stuff, Rachel. She's not kidding. Because they ruin you. You know, you see what they did to President Trump, and then eventually they try to kill you. Right. But, you know, I look at what the Republicans have done and who's out there right now, and I just can't let this guy win. You're a New Yorker. This guy, Mamdani, he's killing us.
Well, I'm not a New Yorker. I actually live in Jersey, and I'm from Arizona, and I lived in Wisconsin for most of my adult life here as a married woman. However, I'm in New York every single weekend and sometimes during the week for my job. And I can't wait to get the hell out because, honestly, the city has so degraded itself. It smells like urine and pot. Yeah. You don't know if you're safe. I used to be able to bring my kids to Times Square and have wonderful time with them. And now if I bring them down, I'm like holding on to them for dear life. And I'm like watching everything because it's gotten crazy. And yes, this guy Mamdani is, I think that New Yorkers are going to really rue the day they elected this guy. It's deteriorating even more rapidly since he got there.
Yeah, it's worse. I knew he'd be bad, Rachel, but he's actually worse. And, the Ken Griffin story is one that you guys cover. I'll bring Ken up with President Trump. He'll be here in about 40 minutes. And I think Trump knows Griffin. I'm not sure. But, you've got billionaires like Ken. My boss here is a terrific guy. I know you know him, John Katzimatidis. All these guys that, they did this horrible, horrible thing. It's horrible. They actually made it. They worked their asses off and they actually made it. And now for some reason you get punished in New York. They want to take all your money. They want to get you the hell out of here. So it's a very, very rough time. So I'm considering it, but we'll see. Listen, I can tell you this. No matter what this creep mayor does, he's not going to ruin what's going to be an amazing summer and year ahead. Celebrating 250. Monica Crowley is on this show quite a bit. Rachel, I know you're friends with her too. Talking about all the, right? She's lovely. All these great events coming up, starting with that UFC event on the White House lawn, June 14th, Flag Day, Trump's birthday, July 4th, right here in the Hudson River. So we've got a lot of very cool stuff planned to celebrate the greatest country in the history of this world.
Yeah, absolutely. America 250. I still remember Sid celebrating the 200th anniversary of our country in 1976.
What?
My parents. I remember that.
No way. You're like 30 years old. What are you talking about?
No, I wish that was true. But, my parents said, this is important. My mom's an immigrant. My dad, first generation from, family from Mexico. And they drove us out. They put us in the brown Vega station wagon, and we drove to Philadelphia. And they wanted us to see the Liberty Bell, and they wanted us to see Independence Hall, and they wanted us to love America. And I love that the president is embracing 250. I mean, for a year, he's been telling the country and the cabinet, we got to do this big because this is a big deal. And we should celebrate it, and we should have pride in our country. And we shouldn't let people like Mondani and others with their narrative of shame about America poison our nation, but also this beautiful birthday.
I love all the videos, too. You showed some when you go on vacation. Your husband, Sean, loves this show. He's been on the show before, obviously, during the first DHS shutdown. We've had another one since, the great Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy. And all the videos you put up, and I love the fact that you've involved all your coworkers and teammates there at Fox News. A lot of them are very good friends of mine. Sean Hannity's a dear friend. You've got Martha McCallum in there, and Shannon Breen, and Emily Compagno, and just about all the big guns at Fox News are mentioned, and they make their talk inside this book. That's very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
They each have a chapter, Sid, so it's like it's a compilation book. I wrote the introduction, and I wrote introductions to each of my Fox friends that did it, that wrote a chapter on why they love America. And I chose them very carefully. I'm friends with everybody in the building. I love my Fox family. But I chose them because I wanted to capture sort of the regionality of America. So they're all from the Northwest, the South, the Midwest, the East Coast, Texas. I wanted a really good range of different perspectives. Each one of them tells a story. Each chapter is a story of why they love America. What is it about America that makes it so great? And they're personal stories. They include pictures, so you see a lot of really great pictures of all your favorite Fox fans. And it's just a way for me to sort of push back and turn the page on this last 20 years of like I said, wokeness and sort of, they're tearing down our statues and putting trigger warnings on our founding documents at the archives. All of that stuff actually, it sunk into the culture. And I think we're finally, thanks to President Trump, turning the page on this. And I thought this would be a fun way to kick off 250 and say, you know what, America's great. Here's what the most patriotic networks hosts think about America. And people are loving it.
Of course they are. Rachel Campos-Duffy, of course you know her. Fox and Friends weekend co-host, does a great job. Her book is out, All American Patriotism. You got Jesse in there. Abby Hornacek, I love her. Her father coached the Knicks. We're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Awesome.
Right? Isn't that great? But I do love, I love your relationship, Rachel, with Erica. And I know that Erica Kirk, of course, she wrote the foreword for the book. I distinctly remember you when there's a couple of Fox hosts that I'll never forget when Charlie was murdered. You're one of them. So the foreword by Erica Kirk is spectacular.
It really is, and I was really honored that she was willing to do it. And the reason I chose Erica is because had Charlie not been executed, I was going to ask him to do the foreword. I would have asked him to do the foreword. Yeah. And so when that happened, I knew she was busy, and I knew she had a tremendously difficult year. I put the request out, and I couldn't believe that she agreed to do it, and I was really, really thrilled. And, Charlie had that same thing that President Trump has where he sort of is, he is Mr. America, just like President Trump is, just always cheerleading our country, always defending it, always trying to talk about its goodness. And I think Erica captured that spirit. And by the way, the 250 is going to be a little bit sadder because of not having Charlie. I mean, Charlie was such a powerful voice in especially youth culture. But
Agreed.
I think he would love to see us all embracing this birthday and celebrating it, and really trying to carry on the spirit of 1776. We were exceptional then, and we still are.
We really are. And my wife and daughter made me watch this Kennedy show. I don't know if it's Netflix. I don't know. The guy's cute. He looks like Kennedy, but he, he died in that plane crash. But I know he's a Democrat, but he was destined to be president one day. I still feel like Charlie Kirk was also destined one day to have that job. But it becomes even more important.
That's why they executed him.
I know, of course, but that's
why they killed him.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I remember, listen, you're on the weekend. A lot of stuff happens on Friday nights. So, when Cole Allen. Right. So when Cole Allen tried to kill our friend, watching you Sunday morning, because it was a Saturday night, and you were really angry with the Secret Service. Now, President Trump texted me that morning, and he said, I got to tell you, Sid, I got to thank the Secret Service. And of course, he's going to say that he really does appreciate those people. But you were really angry that Sunday morning about the Secret Service.
I was there, so I could see that this situation was not safe. There were a lot of holes in the program there. I mean, the magnetometer should have been outside. There should have been a much wider perimeter. The tables. I mean, part of why you heard all this clang. Everybody described this clanging noise as the security and the Secret Service were rushing room to kind of see if there was anybody else in here after they had captured and shot the guy that tried to was running through the lobby with the gun. Well, part of that is that every cabinet member, first of all, everybody in the government was there. So, and each of them had their own detail, like my husband. And so each detail has to go and get their guy. Well, these tables were so close together. They were having to jump on tables in order to get their guy. And so there was a lot of confusion because as you're seeing that, plates are breaking and, it was just a little bit, chaotic. Now, I will say very quickly after, I would say within a few minutes of all the chaos, we figured out what was happening. But there was about 20 seconds of fear I had because they had us go onto the ground, and then I look up and I see all these, people in tactical gear with guns up on the stage where the president had been just minutes before. And I thought, oh, gosh, we're in a hostage situation. These are the bad guys, But, of course, it turned out to be the good guys, and we were all fine, and it was all over. But, the president, in my opinion, he is the greatest president we've ever had in my lifetime. And I say that because I used to say it was Reagan. I really don't think anyone has changed the course of our country more than President Trump.
100% right. I said the same thing. I love Ronald Reagan. I'm older than you probably. You're 100% right.
No shade on Ronald Reagan. He was amazing. But President Trump is the greatest president we ever had. And President Trump deserves gold-plated security. He has endured now 3 assassination attempts, and he should have never been put in that position. And I mean, how many bullets can this guy, dodge here? It's incredible. It's also a reminder, Sid, that, I think he is by the grace of God. He is here for a purpose. I think he knows that. Those of us who know him believe he knows that. And that's why, by the way, I dedicated this book to President Trump. The dedication says, it's basically to the man who taught us all how to love, serve, and fight for America.
Fight.
And that's the truth.
Yep.
That's the truth.
It is.
And so he's making America 250 a big deal, as he should. And I thought I'd contribute by writing this book. We have so many, CNN has viewers, Fox has fans, and we have a lot of fans that love not just the news that we deliver and the opinions that we unfold there on the network, but they also actually are our friends, which is why my show is called Fox and Friends. I think we have a real connection with our viewers, and I think that this book, because it's divided by chapters written by each of these different hosts, I think our fans, our viewers are really going to love it. And by the way, it makes a great Father's Day gift. If you are out there right now, you can pre-order it at foxbooks.com, and it will come in time for your dad or grandpa.
For me, I got my Father's Day coming up. There you go. I got two great kids. So in the final 60 seconds, then, again, this is Rachel Campos-Duffy, who's terrific. She really is. Saturday and Sunday on Fox News. The book is All American Patriotism, celebrating 250 years of America's greatness. If you're a patriot like I am, you're going to love this book. Final 60 seconds, Rach. What do you want the reader to come away with when they finish this great book?
I want them to come away with reminding themselves of why we're great. But what I really hope they do is they go back to their kids and their grandkids and their nieces and nephews, and they tell the story about America, or about their family's connection to the American dream, the American story. Maybe it's a relative who served in World War II, or maybe your family goes all the way back to the Revolution, or maybe it's an immigrant family like mine who has a really great American dream story. But if you don't tell your story about why America is great, if you're not talking to your kids about free enterprise, somebody else is going to be talking to them about socialism. And you better tell them why America is not socialist, can never be the world of Mondami. Tell them why America is great. Tell them why our founders were the greatest people that ever lived. And let them understand that the American citizenship is the golden ticket. It's the Willy Wonka golden ticket. Everybody in the world wants it, and they are so lucky to have it. And we got to reclaim that, because we've had 25 years of people telling our kids through curriculum, culture, and other means that we should be embarrassed of who we are, that we're not great, that our founders weren't amazing. So it's really up to us. We have a lot more power over our children's, points of view. Our influence on them is actually greater than a sports star or Mondani or whoever else is out there in the culture denigrating America. So tell those stories. Take it upon yourself to turn your kids into great little patriots, because the left is trying to turn them into woke social justice warriors. It's our job to stop that.
Well said. And just so you know, I got a bunch of people texting me saying, I really love Rachel on Fox News.
Thank you.
But I really loved her on The Real World, too.
Well, listen, I have some news for those fans. My husband and I put together a 5-part limited series of our family going on a road trip. We met on a road trip, Sean and I, on Road Rules. And so we took our family to celebrate America 250 on a couple sites, starting with Philadelphia, the birthplace of democracy. That will come out in June. And so it's not quite The Real World, but it's a limited edition.
Yeah, it's great. I saw it. It's great. Hey, listen, you keep up the great work, whether you're on TV or writing books, Rachel. You're terrific. You really are. We love you. Thank you so much.
We'll talk. Run for mayor.
Thank you. I may do it. Thank you.
We'll put you on.
Okay, that's it. We got a deal. All right, Rachel, go tell Griffin Charlie. I talked to Sid. He's running for mayor. He's my choice. Me and Lara and Bruce.
Absolutely, he is. Absolutely.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Take care.
All right, take care, sweetie. You're terrific. Rachel Campos-Duffy right there. Again, the book is All American Patriotism. And go buy the book and watch her on the weekend. She's great Saturday and Sunday morning on Fox News. And now she wants me to run for mayor, Lou. So I'm starting to put together a pretty nice list of very impressive people. This is not...
It's a long list.
Yes, it's a long list.
God forbid.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
I got into a Genesis. This is luxury. Whether it's a sleek G70 or the GV80 with that third row, these are high-end vehicles with payments that actually make sense. Go see Michael. Tell him Sid sent you. Genesis of Brooklyn. Find him at genesisofbrooklyn.com.